So age verification is taking over the United States and honestly the world in general. More and more states in the United States are passing age verification laws, and there are even laws being presented right now to create a nationwide age verification law. Missouri is the latest state to enforce mandatory age verification, and they actually did so only yesterday, November 30th, 2025, and basically saying any website containing 33% of material, quote, harmful to minors need to comply. And it looks like this is applying to app stores as well, because a lot of the laws are centered around having age verification on app stores, specifically like the Google App Store or the Apple App Store. As you would expect, this has caused widespread panic, with the search term VPN being super highly searched in Missouri right now specifically, and it's only going to keep spreading more and more throughout the states as the United States in general looks to pass age verification laws for the whole country. Right now, currently, and keep in mind this is not an up-to-date list, here's a list of 24 states in the United States that already have age verification laws, and it's missing a few because this list isn't up to date. Add California to the list, Missouri, and even some of the countries that are listed here with age verification laws, there are still a few missing. Russia's missing from the list over here. India has age verification laws as well. So this is the whole thing to everybody who keeps saying, oh, this is just for those adult websites and it's not going to spread that far, and people are overreacting. One accusation that a lot of people who talk about age verification in their videos, like me, what people say is, oh, you're fear mongering, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, we have a nationwide internet age verification plan that is sweeping Congress as we speak. So what is the proposal? To have age verification laws in the United States on all app stores. The approach to age verification orders mobile app stores to verify users' ages, then send that information to apps when users download them. The idea has been around for a while, but it was just this year that the first of these laws was passed in Utah, quickly followed by versions in several other states. On Tuesday, it appeared in Congress as part of a package of kids' safety legislation as the App Store Accountability Act, and the bill is set to be discussed in a hearing before a powerful House committee that is considering the large package of kids' online safety bills. Think about how quickly this stuff has spread. This all started in the UK with the Online Safety Act. That was a law that was trying to make online services safer for the kids, and basically they wanted to restrict adult websites from having content available for the kids. So they had adult websites go ahead and make people verify their ages to use the website, and that was supposed to be it. And then obviously it wasn't it, because it spread to YouTube, it spread to app stores, it spread to Google, it spread to literally everything. That one app about, quote, protecting the kids has now turned into literally every single state and country eventually are going to have age verification laws. So we're essentially just going to have to hand over our IDs to use the internet. Why? Because people don't know how to parent their damn kids, because people want the government to babysit their kids for them. This was freaking insane to me, but it comes just as the bill has picked up a new industry supporter, Pinterest. For some reason, Pinterest is supporting these age verification laws, saying we need to ensure that our kids are safe and parents have peace of mind from the moment their device is first turned on. Yeah, definitely don't have those parents just do their fucking jobs and actually watch what their kids do on the devices. Let's make everybody suffer. Let's make everybody have to provide age verification just to use the internet, just because people don't know how to parent their kids. Yeah, what a fucking brilliant idea, Pinterest. By making app stores the center for age verification, the App Store Accountability Act sets a clear standard for youth online safety. No, it sets a standard for fucking violating privacy. That's what it does. Companies like Meta, Snap, and X have also expressed broad support for the App Store approach and applauded the federal bill when it was introduced. So the people who are thinking right now, it's just a bill, it's not going to go through. Some of the biggest companies in the world, especially in the social media space, are saying that they support this bill. They're billion-dollar corporations with so much backing, so much money, so much funding. If you guys think that this bill doesn't have a high chance of being passed, you are crazy. They even made this point in the article itself, but it's basically just a revamped Kids Online Safety Act. They're essentially trying to put the exact same law in the UK inside the United States, where they're basically going to have a lot of these websites require age verification to, quote, protect the kids. And this is a thing that is pretty much apolitical. People on the red side and the blue side are supporting this in the United States, which just makes me want to fucking lose my mind, because all these politicians that don't know what they're talking about and don't know anything about the internet are just putting everybody's privacy at risk just because they want to collect everybody's information. That's the only purpose of all of this. This is something we've talked about in another video before, but a version of the law in Texas is currently facing a legal challenge. As with other age verification bills, opponents like the Tech Industry Association, CCIA, are suing to block the Texas law, saying such a measure would violate the First Amendment by walling off large swaths of legal speech. That is absolutely correct. The idea, especially like the whole App Store age verification or the social media bans that are being presented in all of these states and countries, that doesn't just affect the age range that you're trying to limit, like 16 and under people can't use social media. It also affects literally everybody, because for those of us that are older in our 20s, 30s, 40s, how are we going to prove that we're an adult? Obviously, we're going to have to provide some sort of age verification, right? Our ID, a selfie, or some sort of video verification, something. So either way, it doesn't matter if you're over 16 or under 16, you're going to be losing your privacy in some sort of way. The Supreme Court has upheld age verification for adult websites, but age gating every app is a separate legal issue it is yet to consider. Hopefully they don't consider it at all and they just throw the law out. But at this point, with all these sweeping age verification laws, I'm honestly afraid that this law is going to get passed and we're just going to all have to hand over our IDs and age verifications. That's why we have to make some noise about this. That's why we need to make videos. That's why we need to talk about to our local lawmakers and tell them to not vote on these types of laws and stuff like that, man. It's just a crazy situation. Finally, now some content creators are making videos about it. Like some ordinary gamers released a video yesterday saying we don't have much time, referring to the Missouri age verification law. But we need much more noise on this. We need people to talk about this a lot more because eventually it's going to get to the point where it's going to be too late. So if we don't actually try to do something about this right now, these laws are going to get passed nationwide, continent-wide, worldwide. And it's going to get to the point where we're just not going to be able to do anything about it, man. And so the whole App Store age verification thing, the proposal is, and we've talked about this in other videos before, is the idea of basically if you're a kid and you want to download an app off the store, if you can't provide some sort of verification that says that you're an adult, you're going to have to ask your mommy and daddy's permission, and they're going to have to like press something on their phone to allow you to download the app on your phone. When in reality, instead of writing that into law and forcing everybody to hand over age verification, a parent could just, I don't know, do their fucking job and see what kind of apps are on their kid's phone if they're like 12. I mean, is that so hard for people to do nowadays? I've already made a pretty in-depth video going over this article as well, but there's so many reasons why App Store age verification will fail anyways. A lot of the things is that a lot of people don't even have IDs to provide when they're within the ages of 15 and 19. Up to 11% of adults lack non-expired government-issued photo ID that would satisfy age verification mandates anyways, and requiring App Store age verification will create a data breach target for bad actors seeking sensitive biometric and ID data. Look at what happened to Discord. Look at what happened to T-App. What happened to all these different apps that are requiring age verification? They get hacked, everybody gets their information leaked, and it gets to the point where it's a massive security risk with Apple holding all that information. Through most surveys, it really seems like most Americans are not even comfortable sharing their government IDs anyways, and they're certainly not comfortable sharing their kids' IDs. There's another survey done in the UK where it says that only 19% would provide proof of age for dating apps, 37% would do so for social media, 38% would do so for messaging apps. So it seems like the majority of people don't want to provide their IDs in the UK either. And that's not even talking about the fact that facial scans as a form of age verification are incredibly flawed and usually are wrong. For 18 and 24-year-olds, there's about a mean absolute error of around 3 to 5 years of your selfie. So you send in a selfie and it could be wrong from somewhere between 3 to 5 years. So let's say you're 18 and a lot of these facial scan systems are not accurate at all. You could be marked as 5 years under that you are, so then you would be marked as 13 and you would be a minor. Same thing if you're 16, it could mark you as older and all of a sudden now you're marked as 19. And 1 year age estimation accuracy is incredibly low for 13-year-olds too, because about 7.2 to 34.5% of 13-year-olds were correctly estimated within 1 year of their actual age. That is a super low percentage if we want to try to rely on facial age estimation to basically verify whether you can use certain apps or not. For 17-year-olds is also super inaccurate, with only 4.7% to 30.3% of 17-year-olds were correctly estimated within 1 year of their actual age. The 3-year age estimation accuracy is far too low for 18-year-olds as well, because for them it's 33% to 62% of 18-year-olds were correctly estimated within 3 years of their actual age. It was within 3 years instead of 1 year this time. That's the only reason that the accuracy percentage went up. So the point is that the facial scan age verification system that a lot of these lawmakers are proposing are not accurate anyways. That's why a lot of people are able to use freaking video games to do their facial scans for them as well. Please do leave a like on this video, guys, and try to spread it around as much as you can, because people can call it fear mongering or whatever the fuck they want, but at the end of the day, the people that are making videos like this, like me, we're just trying to make sure that everybody's privacy on the internet stays safe. It is spreading to every single state in the United States. It's going to spread nationwide soon. It's going to spread continent-wide soon, and it's only a matter of time before this is going to affect the entire planet Earth. Some states are doing the laws differently, with California's laws not being as invasive, but either way, age verification laws are just an attempt to violate our privacy and collect all of our information. The more we stay silent about this, the more these laws are going to go through and the less privacy we're going to have on the internet. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Let's try to stop this crap before it gets too late. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.